Yes, County 911. Please, I'm at the laundromat on the corner of 3rd and Union. Please. At the corner of the laundromat on the corner. It's just, stop. It's not 923, 923, 3rd Ave or something, Narrow Ave or something. I'm not sure. Okay, 3rd Ave and Narrow Ave are very different places. Which one are you at? 923? It's a laundromat. I don't know the name of it, but I have another child in my arms. My sister's baby is dead. We just picked him up on the babysitter.
CPR on that baby.
We don't know how.
Is he? You have him on his back?
Yep, he's on his back.
Okay, I need you to tip his head back.
He's freezing cold. Tip his head back, Heather.
2-month-old baby Benson Gardner was unalived by his babysitter, Marissa Tietsort, on October 18th, 2018. Here's what happened. On that day, his mother, Heather Gardner, had dropped him off around 3:30 p.m. At 5:57 p.m., Marissa and Heather are texting because Marissa had appeared in the local news as she had been accused of fracturing the skull of a 3-month-old baby, and she had asked Heather not to tell anybody that she was babysitting her children, as she was not allowed to be near any children. At 9:20 p.m., Heather went to go pick her baby up, Benson, and did not realize that he was already dead. He had a snowsuit on, and his eyes were also covered by a beanie. At 9:45, Heather and her sister went to the laundromat with the baby. That was the moment that she realized that her baby was no longer alive, as his lips were blue. They called 911. Heather's sister texted Marissa, telling her that she had killed her sister's effing baby. When the police showed up, they found that the baby had been dead for hours. His knees were stiff, they were rigid, in the same position as the baby's seat. And they discovered that he had been dead since probably 4:30 of that day.
Oh no, this is the ambulance people. No, please no. No, it's their kid not alive. That bitch! Somebody better go arrest her now! Good. Somebody killed that baby! No.
Naturally, police went to Marissa's house to investigate. They did have a warrant from the incident that happened in August and found that she was not there. However, they were able to trace her phone and found that she was staying at the Plaza Hotel. Her phone was on. When police were finally able to track her down, it was around 4:15 in the morning. And when they arrived to her hotel room, she was sleeping. Her boyfriend, Adam, was the one that answered the door and initially began to speak to the police, saying that she had done nothing wrong and that they were staying at the hotel without breaking any laws. Police forced Marissa to wake up and asked her what had happened to Benson. She said that she was babysitting him earlier and that he was fine. When asked why they were at the hotel, Marissa said that they were only there to get away because she wanted not to be home anymore, and that her back was hurting as she was pregnant and wanted to use the hotel's hot tub. When they informed her that Benson had died, she said that she didn't know. The police knew that she was lying because Marissa's sister had texted her earlier that day. When they confronted Marissa with this truth, Marissa said that she had her phone turned off. However, the only way that police were able to track her down was because her phone was turned on. Later, she did admit to know that the baby was not alive, as the baby was not breathing, the baby was cold, and the baby wasn't making any noise. She said that she didn't want to call the cops because she was afraid that she would lose custody of her last child. Her boyfriend Adam didn't even know either. When Adam arrived back from his hunting trip, Marissa didn't mention anything. As a matter of fact, they went to McDonald's and were there for 15 minutes with the baby's body. After the 15 minutes passed at McDonald's, they returned to Marissa's home, where Marissa pulled the baby's beanie over his eyes and dressed him up in a snowsuit. Police later decided to ask her to reenact what had happened. While she was telling them what happened, she began laughing and showing no emotion whatsoever.
Did you lay a blanket on top? Was there anything else in the
There's a blanket in the pack and play, because my son sleeps in it, and then...
What is that? What color is it?
It's pink. It's like a princess.
Does that like princess on it? Like we're princess?
No, it's like different princesses, like
Cinderella, Snow
yeah.
White.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then that was in there.
Is it real thick or is it thinner?
She was saying that she found the baby laying on his stomach inside the playpen. Police decided to arrest her based on the charge that was pending from the August incident where she had been accused of fracturing a 3-month baby's skull. Police decided to conduct an autopsy on Benson and found that he had at least 3 injuries because of blunt force trauma to his skull, as well as fractured knees and a fractured tailbone. When confronted with this new information, Marissa said that she did actually unalive him and that it was all an accident, that she had placed him a little too hard inside the playpen. She had actually tried to revive him. She had previously not mentioned that she had tried to help him. She was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, and she was also pregnant with her 6th child, while she accepted a plea deal where she pled guilty to a reckless homicide and received a 40-year sentence. She also received a 3-year sentence for fracturing the baby's skull in August. In addition to that, she'll also have to serve a 20-year extended supervision period. In Wisconsin, she'll be able to get out of jail if she behaves good, and might be out of prison by the age of 65. Marissa had originally pled not guilty due to mental damage. Her history is very intense. As a child, she was abandoned by her father, and her stepfather abused her. Her mother had a substance abuse problem, and she also sold her in exchange for drugs. Marissa also used drugs. It's quite evident that Marissa had an emotional problem. When she was confronted by the police, she showed no remorse for what she'd done. She even continued to live as if the baby was completely fine. She took him to McDonald's. She asked for no comfort from her boyfriend, Adam, in sleeping when the police showed up to the hotel. This is possible that because of her parents' treatment towards her, her mother treated her like an object that was undesired and was an inconvenience. She saw children the same way, and she wanted to feel somewhat different. She wanted to be normal. She wanted to feel love towards children, and so she surrounded herself with children in order to try to provide that love that she never received. She wanted to feel love and compassion, but because of her anger issues and because of her impulse control and her history, she wasn't able to provide that love, and instead provided very violent treatment towards her children and the children that she babysat. Her history is quite extensive. In 2010, she left her child in a hot car on multiple occasions, and in 2015, she was charged with evading a warrant, and in 2017 she was charged with fracturing the skull of a 3-month boy. However, no charges were pressed against her. In 2018, a child had her skull fractured. The child was a 3-month baby, and she said it was because that baby had fallen. The baby's physician found that that was not true, as the injuries were not consistent with that of a fall. On October 11th of 2018, she was charged with hurting that child. By that time, she had already lost custody of 4 out of the 5 children that she had given birth to.